Hello everyone and welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. Today we will be performing an account takeover on Moti 2024 level 85, kind of reviewing his account, giving some thoughts, giving some suggestions, and then we will be building him a Fire Knight hard team. He's currently stuck on the Marius mission here, Fire Knight hard 7, so we'll be trying to build it to tackle hard 10. However, it will just come down to his gear in the end. I haven't had too much of a look around the account so far, so we'll get to go through it together and investigate and have a look, see what champions he's got and if he will be able to tackle it. Spoiler alert, I think we should be able to get it done. Now, just before we get into the review itself, if you guys are looking to start a brand new Raid Shadow Legends account, please go and use my link in the pinned comment or the description down below. You get Narma the Returned on initial download, followed by 3 amazing epics, Fayne, Uugo, and Tagoar. I have all 3 epics built. I use them all the time. Amazing champions, and Narma the Returned is a brilliant legendary to start with, but you'll also be supporting me and the channel. So if you're looking to start a brand new account, whether it be your first, second, third, fourth account, go down and use my link. All right. Straight into Moti's account here. Let's have a look at his daily login rewards. As you can see, he's way past Phsylax now and he's into the 271 plus day rewards there. We can go and have a look at his banner here. So his name is Moti 2024. He does have the 2023 tutorial class banner. He's got Lydia, as you can see, he's got Arbiter, so he's got quite a lot of champions. We can have a quick overview here. So his Hydra here is only doing 132 million damage on Brutal, Chimera is 28 million on Hard, Demon Lord is 121 million on Ultra Nightmare, which is good, and he's hit a max CVC points of 200,000. So that gives us a quick overview of his account. As you can see, Classic Arena is in Gold 2, Tag Team Arena is in Bronze 3, and Live Arena in Silver 2. So he plays all of the modes a little bit, but as you can see, he's probably not the most active player you will get, given he's got the 2023 badge. He said to me he started playing in 2024, so I assume it was at the very end of 2023 he started playing. So he's had the game for nearly 2 years at a minimum. So he's level 85, played a decent amount, but I wouldn't say he's, an extremely intense player of the game. So my favorite bit to start with is the box, so let's go have a look and dive right into it. We'll start with the mythical champions. He's got two of the free ones. He got Embry's the Anomaly here, and he's also got a Lady Mikage, which is very good. Embry's means he's completed his Chimera, at least enough to get all the fragments, and Mikage, I'm going to assume he's managed to do the fusion for, which is perfect. Both are great champions. Mikage will be specifically very useful for building this Fire Knight team, so great outcome for there. We'll go and have a look at the legendaries on his account now and see what we are working with. So these are all the legendaries on Moti's account here. So we've got a Ninja +1. That's great. Ninja, an amazing champion, great for damage dealing in Hydra, single target bosses such as Demon Lord, great for Chimera. He's amazing all through there, especially good for dungeons too, and especially nice with that Lady Mikage. So that is a fantastic pull. +1 as well, which I think is very cool. A Rafty Coronet, great build. We can have a look at the stats here. So the Ninja's got 6k attack, 221 speed, and he also has 388 accuracy. So for me, this build looks perfect. You can afford to run your Ninja a bit slower when you're running her with Lady Mikage, but for me, I think this build is perfectly fine. Got the Mithrala here. Not running in 9-piece protection, so that's something I'd be looking to do, but 295 speed is great, accuracy 408, 129 resistance. So you're looking at 520, which wouldn't be enough for PvP, however, for PvE, perfectly okay. We've got Adeline here, not a great champion, not booked, apart from the A1, that's all right, I suppose. I would have preferred not to use any books in her whatsoever. 285 speed, I'm not sure where he would really be using her at the moment, especially because this sleep is not booked, so interesting to see that. Ninja, booked. Mithrala, booked. So that's a great start. We've then got Michelangelo, great champion here. I'm seeing a lot of level 12 pieces here, so these will need to be rolled up to level 16, especially on these bottom pieces to get the most benefit you can. What's the build? 182 speed, I'd probably say that's a bit slow. Got enough accuracy, is crit capped, but won't hit too hard at this stage, and we are repping Nature's Wrath, which is all right. Brimstone or Nature's Wrath, not booked, unfortunately, so you're not going to be hitting those debuff chances. Now, I see some amazing champions on here, so we'll try and have a look at them. Thor, brilliant. Duchess, brilliant. Teox is incredibly good, very lucky to have the Teox. 219 speed, 4.4k attack, not crit rate capped. I'll need to check if he needs to be crit capped. I'm assuming he doesn't have a increased attack and increased crit damage. I would say Teox does need to be built with 100% crit rate. I believe so. I don't see anything in his kit that would indicate otherwise. So this Teox build needs to be sorted out. So he is crit capped all the time. So he'll be doing crit damage. UDK is cool. UDK I'd look to be building in Stone Skin. Is he slow? Perfect. So he's slow. I'd be looking to pump on resistance to this UDK. So you got the speed right, needs more resistance, and then you're just stacking as much HP as possible. serviceable. Brimstone on the UDK is all right. We got a Newt. This will be fantastic for Finite Hard 10. We can have a look at the speed. So the Newt is a bit slow, 223 speed, 4.2k defense, 287 crit damage. Not enough accuracy to really land anything above dungeon 20s. So we'll need to get some more accuracy on that Newt. Sunwood Conqueror, pretty cool, not built in stone skin. 5k attack, just missing the crit cap. I'd probably look to get that extra 2%, 267 crit damage. Has a decent amount, no, not that much accuracy. So just built for damage. Fayne's an incredibly good champion, Void Legendary, very lucky to have. So we'll have a look at his build also. 275 speed, that's fine. 372 accuracy is good, doesn't need anything else, probably lacking a bit of HP, but I like to see that speed. Who else do we have here? So we have Yakal, not built currently at the moment. Tyrannorak is amazing champion, especially early on. We got Rathalos here too. Decent damage dealer was he. 4k attack, pretty low, 221 crit damage, so pretty low on those stats. We got an Elva Autumnborn, amazing reviver here. We have a Trunda, not currently built. We can see if she has a preset or anything. Potentially there's one in here, but not that I can see off the top of my head. Trunda, great Hydra damage dealer. Lydia, of course, Python, exceptionally good champion. And then we've got the champions that aren't built to 6-star here. Looking through, Stultus is a good option. Yep, so this is the Bannerlord's Faction Unity champion, which is pretty cool. To have 2 faction unities is very nice. Shredder, amazing champion to build up for PvP. Got another Duchess and another Sun Wukong. Arix can be used for soloing Spider, Hard 10. So we got some great champions in here, definitely a lot of potential and some very cool ones. Of course, Lamassu is here as well. So there's definitely the champions in here for a Finite Hard 10 build. And there's also the champions in here for some very, very good Hydra teams and Chimera teams. In terms of the epics, we got a lot of +4 Stagnite, +4 Phoenix here. The Phoenix would hit like an absolute truck, being +4. Neldor, good for Finite. Royal Guard, Magna, lots of high-level epics here. Whisper is exceptionally good. Rector Draft, great for Hydra. Creedon, also another good option. Seeker is great. Venomage, yep, perfect. We've got lots of great champions here. We do have a Farrakhan, so that's a second ally attacker, which is what we need for Finite Hard 10. Second Geomancer in here. Borangiri can be good for soloing. Tagoar, yeah. I'm liking a lot of these epics in Allure and of course a Deacon. So epics are all looking pretty good to me. If we go have a look at our 6 stars, we've got 87. So plenty of champions to work with here. Knave of Hearts, I see, built at the bottom. Bellower can be great for farming campaign. Got some Cold Hearts in here. Honestly, I think the overall roster is looking incredibly, incredibly strong. So now in terms of the rest of the content, it's just going to come down to the gear on this account and then the books, because I'm not sure if everyone is completely booked. So Thor's looking good. Mikey obviously is not booked. The main ones we need booked will be Fayne. Good. Is Newt booked? Good. Fayne Newt booked is very good. Yeah, Sneldor is booked. Mikage doesn't need to be booked, but she is booked, which is awesome. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of champions we're looking for to be booked. So very, very good. I think this is a great start for the account. And then, of course, Farrakhan. Hopefully Farrakhan is booked down here. Perfect. So Farrakhan's good. So we definitely got plenty to work with when we're building this Finite 10 team, and we'll attempt to build it to tackle Finite Hard 10. We will be tackling Finite Hard 7 to start with, see what we can get to. But yeah, I think this account has some great champions in it. Build-wise, I mean, you've got lots of champions built. The builds look decent on the whole, I think. A lot of these builds, I think, are lacking accuracy. Like, I'd like to see some more accuracy on this Thor, especially for the higher level dungeons. You want to be pushing, 325, 330 accuracy if you're trying to go hard 10 dungeons. But overall, I think that the concept of the builds, I think, is great for most of them. You've got accuracy on your debuffers, you've got speed on champions you need, and you've got, the right crit stats, crit rate, crit damage on your nukers. There was just the one champion who wasn't crit capped, which I believe was Teox. So Teox, you would like to go crit cap, and I think some of them are missing enough accuracy. Some of those hybrid damage dealers who land debuffs to kind of land their debuffs. So the box, I think, is looking exceptionally good, and I think we've got plenty to work with in terms of the box. So we'll go have a look at the rest of his account now. Portal wise, 3k mystery shards, this is decent, but nothing else in terms of ancients. Fragment summons, we've got nothing in here in order to summon Quintus, Sersha. So Sersha fragments here, probably spent a little bit, I would say, or we can actually check if the Predator pass, yeah, well, spent a little bit, nothing wrong with that. Predator is a great champion for PvP, so if you're willing to spend a little, I would obviously recommend picking him up. He's pretty good value. Great haul. For a 2-year-old account, it's not exceptionally well developed. So 75 wins, 5 losses is pretty good this far into the week. So he's obviously started getting back into the game here and wanted a bit of a refresher on the account. I would focus on filling out this accuracy, then crit damage, and then it comes a bit more up to your own choice about which way you want to go with. But I would definitely focus on filling out all of these accuracy trees. It will make it much easier. Area bonuses, We got a couple bonuses in Finite, which I think is fine. Demon Lord, I'm not a big fan of spreading these out. I think it can be a bit of a waste, especially in Demon Lord, because it's so easy. I would focus on Faction Wars. I'd focus on Finite Castle if you're struggling with the speed requirements. Personally, my speed and accuracy are done for it. But then, yeah, Faction Wars. Then I'd look at Hydra, and I'd look at definitely Cursed City as the main areas you want a focus in. Especially Faction Wars is very good, just because the points you need so many minimal. It's not that expensive. It's a level 1. So it's good. Forge-wise, we're running pretty low. Got a lot of Magi still, but not a lot of other crafts, probably indicating not much Faction Wars has been farmed. We overcapped on energy, that's fine. 53 million silver is pretty good. Really, really low on the gems, but that is okay. Gem Mine, I'm assuming, is not leveled up. I would really recommend leveling up this Gem Mine, man. I think it takes 3 months, 3 to 6 months. I can't remember off the top of my head. But if you're planning on playing the game, it gives you a great return. You know, after 3 months, you're basically earning profit from the investment you've put into it. So yeah, really recommend building that up. Missions, of course, we've got the focus on the Marius mission. Ramantu here. This is why I'd recommend just focusing on the accuracy to get it done. Arbiter is done. Having a look at the Altar of Souls. Not too many soul stones here. Nothing in the soul collection. 4-star Duke. What do we got here? Mithrala Soul could be interesting. Stultus as well. But yeah, not too many in the souls. Is the Guardian Ring filled out? I'd recommend just going through and unlocking all of level 1. No need to upgrade them, but 300 is pretty good value just to be able to train a champion up in the meantime. We'll click on the Dark Hail for you there. Now, brews are looking decent. Chickens, not that many. No skill times on this account. So that's fine. It is currently personal rewards CVC. So we can have a look and see how he's going. He's probably done a little bit. I'm not sure how many books he's used, but I would recommend saving up your books for PR CVC, but not too much to work with. I always like to try keep, 10 around in case you build or pull a really good legendary champion. 10 legendary books, you can go and book them out. But I think the books that you've used so far. So I would say you would want to finish booking out Embreeze's second form before you book his first form. His first form doesn't really need books, especially for PvP. You're just using his second form most of the time. You don't really need this. The ignore res is right, but this stone skin removal happens without having to need accuracy. And you don't really want accuracy on your Embreeze build because you want him to do the ignore 50% defense, I believe, rather than the double damage. So yeah, no accuracy on the Embreeze build. I'd finish booking out his second form if you want to do it. Mikage, you've got the books in her first form, which I think is completely fine. So are we working towards the fusion is the question. I'm not sure at the moment. We can actually check up on the events, but probably not given the lack of shards. And if honestly, I would be saving up for the events coming in March. Anniversary events, it's been rumored we might be getting the return of a fusions. So I'd recommend getting there. I think that covers basically the home screen. So we'll go and have a look. Campaign, I'm just going to assume is on lock. Can we farm Iron Twins 15? Perfect. Yep. Perfect team. If it works, I'm not going to complain. I mean, I'm assuming potion keeps and everything. 17-second farm is great with Thor. That is perfect. Now, Ice Golem's Peak. We can do hard 10, which is fine. Phoenix, block revive, ninja, HP burn. I think this team looks pretty good. Duchess for the reviver. Yeah, for me, it's fine if it works. Slow farm. You don't need to farm it all the time, but you can do it, which is fine for the Marius missions. Event dungeon, we're looking at 20. That's all right. For my own account, I have to build specific builds for stage 30, so you might not just have the gear. Spider hard 10, stage 10, 40 seconds. If it works, I'm not going to change it. 40 seconds is a decent amount. Hard 10 dragon is a little bit slow. I would probably look at bringing in the Lady Mikage here. If you want to use ninja, you could take out ninja. You could bring in another damage dealer. You could even take out Newt if you wanted and bring in Mikage for the waves. Yeah, lots of options here. I'm sure the optimizer, if you use the Hell Hades optimizer, will have plenty alternative builds for you. Sand Devil, can we do stage 25? No. So Sand Devil would be a place we're going to be looking to improve. And Shogun, we also can't get there. This team might. How many? So you got, do you have decreased defense? Would be the question here. I can't remember what fight he does. He'd be in here for the reset, decrease speed. I would be looking to take out Ambassador. For this stage, I'd put in a decreased defense and weaken champion if possible, or decreased defense, decreased attack. Put Fighty in the highest crit damage build you can, and then you'll be cooking, I think, at that stage, because you can put out the decreased defense, triple hitter, a single hitter, reset. So you got 6 hits, 5 hits, reset, and then you should be okay, I would say. At that stage, so you could put in someone like Stag Knight, here's weak affinity for 25. Or if you have a Madam Series, you could put in her. Sand Devil's Necropolis would come down to if you have a Godseeker, a Nero. You have Adeline, so you can run a sleep team. You have reset with the Fighty. I think you probably need a couple more. You probably need your Marius to do the team. We can check. There's a couple ways to get around it. If you have a Donnie, which I don't think you have, or you definitely don't. No Donnie, do you have a Godseeker? No Godseeker. So we might just be stuck for a little bit. That's fine. So dungeons look pretty good. Hydra, as I was saying, was a bit low. We'll look at faction wars. So normal is all done perfect. Do as much as you can on hard. It's very, very difficult though. Arena, look to push back up to gold 4, gold 5. So you're getting as many of the gold medallions as you can possible. Live arena, just play if you want. And then tag team arena, I would also recommend trying to push into silver because you get better, much higher amounts of these bars. And it's not too much difficulty, I think, to get into silver 1. Clan bosses, Demon Lord is on lock. We don't need to look at that. Hydra, you've definitely got the champions to be doing more damage than this. So something down the line, I can go and give you some team suggestions. Obviously, we're going to be focusing on the Fire Knight team at the moment. But yeah, overall, what are we looking at this team? You got the perfect veil. You've got decreased speed. Do you have increased speed? Potentially not. No increased speed in this team. So it'd be nice to have increased speed. Fighty's bringing your block buffs. I believe if you're running Ninja, you really want to run it with Mikage. Who would you take out? Yeah, you've got options. You've got options. So Duchess, I think, is a great option. You got the 3 damage dealers, the decreased spin. You might be able to take out Mithrala, put in Mikage, or you could take out Newt, put in Mikage. Could be another option too. So yeah, you definitely got space to go with that. And Chimera, I'll be interested to see. You've run your keys. So we'll have a look hard. Modi, 1 key on hard here. Looks like a decent team. I'd probably take out Thor. If you're running Ninja Mikage, you wouldn't really need the Thor. I'm going to assume this didn't go the turn limit. Yeah, you could definitely run like a Fighty for the reset here. I think could be quite good instead of Thor. Hard, did you run hard? I'm going to assume not, that you just ran easy as well. Yeah, there you go. You've definitely got, you know, the ability to do more damage than that if you just upgrade your builds a little bit. But I would definitely look at subbing out Thor and putting in Fighty. Doom Tower, good, you're farming it, get up. Get that Dark Fray rotation in. I would start with hard though. You definitely have the account to be able to do hard, so I'd start with hard, not normal. I mean, obviously, Curse City, Grim Forest, just do as much as you can. All right, so that covers all the major areas. I mean, you definitely have the champs to really improve your Hydra and Chimera. I honestly think it will just come down to your builds in the end. I gave you a suggestion for that hard team, swapping out, you know, potentially Mikage in, but I think with all the champions, you could really just take a reset, look at your account. UDK shouldn't be in here. Embry should not be in here. He-Man even. Arbiter, I'd rebuild this normal team. That's probably your second team. Adeline, Teox. You have the champions here. It's all about just putting them together. I mean, you've got some amazing +4 epics here, which you're not. Like, you're just not using it all. Is there an epic being used? Yeah. I don't think you use a single epic in all your Hydra teams. And you've got some amazing +4 epics. Like, you got the Royal Guard. Yeah. So that's straight up coming to mind. So I definitely look at using some epics. Stag Knight as well. Stag Knight, decrease speed, decrease attack, decrease defense. +4. Much easier to build with all those extra stats. So yeah, but that is okay. Now, Fire Knight. Let's go have a look. I don't think I actually brought up Fire Knight before. So we're currently doing stage 6 and this is the team. We're going to make some changes to this because for me, there's some clearly massive omissions that we have. So we'll go and have a look. Is it bad affinity this level? No, it should be all right. Of course, when you're going up, you're going to have stages which are bad affinity. So it's Fire Knight Hard 7 team. I'm not a fan of in terms of the Mithrala, and you're not using your Newt, and I don't think you need both Creedon and Neldor. So this is the team I am thinking that we will go with. So we'll go with Mikage in the lead. We will then go with a Fighty, decrease speed reset. We're then going to bring in the second ally attacker in Farrakhan. Then we're going to bring in Fighty. We are also definitely going to bring in our favorite Neldor, and then we're going to bring in Newt. So this will be your Fire Knight Hard 10 team. I know for a fact this team can do Fire Knight Hard 10. It's just going to come down to gear in the end. So we go for FK H10. This team will work. So I'm going to try build this team with Hard Fire Knight 10 in mind. We might not be able to do it, but I'm going to try my best to hit the statistics that we need. So Newt, first thing, too slow. 223 speed is not going to cut it. So he needs to be quicker. Lady Mikage, 324 speed is all right. We can live with a Lady Mikage at 324 speed. Our other ally attacker Farrakhan needs to be much faster than 206 speed. That is just not going to cut it. Fighty also needs to be upped his speed a little bit up from 275. And then I think the final one is Neldor, who we're going to have in the team. And yeah, Neldor needs to be quicker. Now, on this account, we have a lot of options. I did have a browse through the optimizer to see what other teams people were using. I'd really recommend. There were teams using Teox, teams using Lamasu, teams using Yakal. I don't think we can use Yakal because he's not booked, so we definitely don't want to use him. But you've got so many options. I think this team, the speed requirement is probably lower than what the other teams will be. So it might not be the fastest. Well, I know it's not going to be fastest. The wave clear is going to be slow, but I'll have a go and build this team now. And then I'll join you guys once I've had a build and we can test it out and see if it works. This is going to be the team. we'll have a look and see how it goes. Welcome back, everyone. I've just gone away and built this team. This is the team, of course, that we will be using. So I'll run through and show you guys the stats. I've just realized I have yet to do the team setup. So whilst I'm walking you guys through, we can go and do the team set up. So here is the Lady Mikage. I didn't try and build her with accuracy, but she has accuracy, which I think is quite good because that will enable me to metamorph in the waves and just do some more CCing basically, so we don't, get wiped out. So we're gonna don't use, and then we're actually gonna open up first choice with her metamorph, and then we're gonna go first choice with her ally attack for the final round. So she's built 338 speed, 366 accuracy. Farrakhan is 296 speed. So we're gonna open up with his ally attack here, first choice. We're not going to use his ally attack, and we can open up with the ally attack and then not use it in the first round. Fayne, on the other hand, we don't want to use any of his other two abilities here in the second round. However, we will in the final round want to open it. What do we want to open it with? Thinking in terms of the order thing, I think we want to open up with the reset, and then we want to go into the decreased speed and block buffs here. So we're going to go open, and then first choice, so that should be good. Fayne's built at 324 speed, Farrakhan's 296, so Mikage, Fayne, Farrakhan is the order so far. Neldor is 286 speed, so the slowest. We don't want him to use any of these abilities here on the final boss. We just want him to be A1ing the entire time for all the freezes. And then Newt, want him to open and then don't use, and then we're going to turn off his Fury of the King. This we're going to turn off in this round, and then it doesn't really matter. Now, I believe that this team should work. Newt is the only one that's crit capped. So Newt's the only one that's built to do damage. Even so, he's only got 192 crit damage, 305 speed. So very, very fast. Neldor's the slowest at 286 speed, but these are the types of speeds you need to be hitting in order to deal with Finite Hard 10. Of course, this is Finite Hard 7, so we will run it, I think, and see how we go. I haven't really checked if any gear needs to be rolled up. I'm assuming we are all good on the gear front. Neldor would be the other one. Neldor is okay, and then Farrakhan is the final one we need to check. If we roll up, we could roll up his gloves, their defense percentage. We'll leave them for the moment. I don't think we need to roll them up, but yeah, let's run this team. All right, so here we go, loading into the fight now. I'm expecting this to take quite a while, but that is fine. This is mainly for the Marius missions, so it doesn't need to be extremely quick. Flipping straight over with Mikage, and we're just going to try and go wave control throughout these waves here. Block buffs, decrease speed. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how we look. The main CC we're going to be getting in this wave is going to be from Neldor with the freezes. Of course, Newt has the A1, and of course, Mikage also has her very nice stun. So this might take a while to go through, as I was saying earlier. Newt is the only one that is crit capped for this team. So, I'll cut away. I think we probably don't need to watch it go all through the waves, and then you guys can catch me as we are make it up to the boss fight. But yeah, I think this is running pretty smoothly, especially with the resets from fighting. We're not going to get the resets in the second round, but yeah, I'll catch you guys once we're, looking at clearing through that final wave. All right, everyone, you join me back here very near the end of the fight. As you can see, it's been going for 6 minutes so far. So it's not a fast clear. The only issue we have with this wave was the Herndig, who was in the middle. He gets a lot of turn meter from being crowd controlled, etc. Being crit might even be the case. Anyway, he was getting a lot of turn meter, but we had enough CC to keep him under control. Of course, it's going so slowly because no one is built with crit damage apart from Newt. But that, again, is completely fine. This is mainly for the Marius missions, and we needed the speeds on the champions rather than the crit damage. So these builds just weren't going to happen with everyone built in crit cap. So that is completely fine. Anyway, we're about to go on to the boss fight now, which is very exciting. Hopefully, I'm not leaving it on auto. So hopefully the presets are all good. And I mean, it should work, I think. I've built it with hard 10 in mind. So we should be more than fine, I think. So Mikage should swap over. The only bad thing about this level is the fact that Newt is weak affinity to this magic, which is a little bit annoying. There is the cooldown. So we're going to open with the Blessed Bash, which is fine. Get a little bit of chip damage in. Here comes the ally attack, so we should get some turn meter dropping there. Perfect, no weak hits, which is what we like to see. More turn meter dropping. Another ally attack here from Lady Mikage, and I think we should be pretty good at this stage. Here comes the decreased speed, which is perfect. Keep getting the turn meter drops from Newt, and I'm going to say this boss is basically done for now. I don't think he's going to be in a position where he's going to be able to recover, especially with the decreased speed on him. Newt is going to be going through an A1ing all the time. I'm just going to be careful about using Newt's A3 because I know that he's weak affinity, so he could weak hit. So I am going to take over. This will work on full auto, but for the sake of speeding up the rest of this video here, I'm gonna manual this just so I can get Newt's Blessed Bash out once again. So we're gonna just go A1 to start with here. And we're gonna go Blessed Bash now with Newt. And now we are going to use the ally attacks here from both ally attack champions to drop the turn meter once again. Perfect. Now we're going to use Lady Mikage's ally attack to come in once again, drop turn meter, and we're going to use Fayne now to reset once again. So A1ing again with Neldor. Here comes the Fayne reset. Such a good champion, Fayne. We're going to go in with the Blessed Bash again. See if we weak hit, unfortunately a little bit, but that is completely fine. So we're now going to put it back onto full auto, and we should be absolutely chilling for the rest of this fight now. 9 minutes. Obviously, we'll be done on full auto clearly. Here we go. There we go. Fire Knight, Hard 7 team. Here we got Lady Mikage, Farrakhan, Fayne, Neldor, Newt. Got it done. Work on full auto, which I think is absolutely perfect. Now, I am curious to see if this team is able to go to hard stage 10. So, of course, we've got 8, 9, and 10 left to go. 9 might be a bit tricky with Neldor. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, so there we go. So that would be the Marius missions. This is very much doable now. So congratulations to you, Motti. Very exciting. We're going to unlock this progression for you in the Marius mission. Of course, I've saved the builds so you can go back and use them. If we go and have a look here, Fire Knight Hard 10, all the champion builds. But now I'm going to pop off camera and I'm going to see if we can get Fire Knight Hard 10 down. I'm not certain. I'm curious, so we might as well test it while we got the opportunity. Again, it will just come down to builds, but, you know, I'll do this off camera, and if we make it to, you know, when we get stuck, I'll join you guys back in, and I'll run you guys through where we got to. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This is Fire Knight Hard 10 that we are currently on here. We are on Wave 2. We got through Fire Knight Hard 8. Fire Knight Hard 9 took 2 attempts. The first attempt, I believe, Neldor just weak hit too many times because he's bad affinity, but this is void affinity, so no weak hits. We're making our way through the waves here. As you can see, very exciting times for this account. I'm not convinced we will have the speeds to be able to take down the actual Fire Knight. 250 speed on stage 10, so a lot faster. But, you know, we'll find out. We'll find out now. It just depends. But yeah, the team's working fantastically so far, even if we don't get hard 10 down. By the time he gets to hard 10 in the Marius missions, he should have better gear, and then he will be able to, you know, increase the speed on all these champions, and the team should still work completely fine. Maybe even add some crit rate to the champions. And yeah, it would certainly go a lot quicker than what it is at the moment. So yeah, very, very exciting times closing up into Fire Knight Hard 10 boss fight here. 3 minutes on the clock, so it went a lot faster because the Hard 7 run, Newt is weak affinity. He's the main damage dealer. That's why it just took forever. When he's not weak affinity, we can get through the stages a lot more quickly. Now, so Mikage will open up with her ally attack. The premise of the team, as you saw earlier, very simple. 2 ally attacks. You've got the reset, and then you've got Neldor in for some more freezes. So we'll see. Fingers crossed this works. Again, I was just tasked with doing Fire Knight Hard 7, but I thought this team might be able to work. Let's go and have a look. Mikage should swap around. Look how much turn meter the Fire Knight has already. Opens up with the ally attack there. Very, very exciting. No turn meter drop yet, obviously. Here we got the reset. Newt's now going to go in with the A3 Blessed Bash. Mikage is getting some more turn meter here. Now, this is where we need the turn meter drops to come in. Bang, 2 turn meter drops there from Mikage. Some turn meter drops from Neldor. We're going to get the ally attack in from Lady Mikage here. Get some more turn meter drops in. We need this decreased speed to come in from our friend Fayne. And turn meter drops are coming in. Now it's a question of, can we hold down the Fire Knight at this level of turn meter? We will see. There comes 2 turn meter decreases from Neldor. Newt's coming now back around with his A1 turn meter decreasing. And I think we might have done it here, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we'll keep going, and hopefully the turn meter stays down, but it's looking good so far. It's looking good. Of course, Newt's just told to do his A1, so he won't be A3ing at all. That just makes it safe 100% of the time. I don't think this will work with his A3 turned on, just on the basis that I think he needs to go again with his A1. It might work. It might work if I turn it off, but I wouldn't want to risk it. You know, we want 100% run, get these 20 runs done, and yeah, you can call it a day and fiddle around with speeds later. Fire Knight, one of the harder dungeons in the game. There we go with the Mikage ally attack in. It's wraps. Fire Knight Hard 10 on the account is all over. So it's basically just on a run now. I will take over manual control in a second once Mikage's got her ally attack back up, or Fayne has his reset back up here. But yeah, very exciting times. It's look, it's teams worked a treat. It's actually probably worked best on hard 10 than it has. It's going to come down to a bit of whether Neldor gets his A1 turn meter decreases, but we know for a fact this team works, which is very, very exciting. I'll just check how Lady Mikage's ally attack is coming on after this. That's what makes Neldor so good as well. So when Newt's landing those freezes, Neldor is also coming in. So Mikage's ally attack will be up this time around here, so turn meter decrease there. I think, yeah. Let's go straight on with the Blessed Bash and call this a day here. We should be able to get the ally attack in from Lady Mikage. Perfect. Look at all the decrease in turn meter here. Fire Knight is not getting a go. This team runs smoother than my own Fire Knight hard 10 team. So yeah, very cool. We'll get the reset here. Neldor A1 decrease. So yeah, no decrease then on the Neldor, which is why you've got to be careful. It's not 100%. But here comes the Fire Knight and it's down. Look at that. Here we go. Fire Knight's Castle. Stage 10, we've actually got a Savage Mythical Boot there to go along with it. And Fire Knight's Castle Stage 10 hard mode is officially done. So we're taking this account from farming Stage 6. We've gone 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Obviously 10's a bit quicker because I just let these run on auto. But there you go. Congratulations, congratulations. Big shout out to Modi for letting me on his account. Of course, we went through the general overview. We gave him some pointers for Hydra and Chimera, but the main focus of this takeover was to be able to get his Fire Knight hard 7 team, and we've done much more than that. We've got a hard 10 team going now. So very exciting. Of course, you have to use very specific builds. However, given he won't be farming this all the time, I think that is completely fine. I think he'll be very happy with the result. So I hope you guys enjoyed this takeover. Of course, the team itself, the accessibility of it isn't, you know, the most accessible team, given you've got the Fighty and the Newt. Mikage, you know, you get for free. Farrakhan is an epic. Neldor is an epic. Newt, much harder to get. He makes Fire Knight much easier. And then Fighty, of course, is an amazing champion for this. There's other teams, though, that work. This is a team I just knew would be able to work because the speeds are a bit lower for it. But, you know, you can use your Carl instead for these types of teams. There's a lot of teams with Thor and the Teox instead. Lots of ways to get around doing it. But this is the team. It works, so I'm sure our friend will be happy. So thank you very much, Modi, for letting me on the account. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.